Turning to weather, where we are looking at the remnants of what happened earlier today. It was a hot day, and we even had that lightning, Colleen.
Yes, we did. A couple storms, but they just fell below the criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning. Yes, we had some hail. We had some gusty winds. It just wasn't enough to issue or trigger those severe thunderstorm warnings. If you have any hail pictures, always helpful if you can send them our way, as well as any storm damage pictures. Listen, a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust can still do a surprising amount of damage. Getting into radar, here's the latest loop of what's left of the rain, mainly in Polk County. There are some kind of residual showers. Keep in mind, I do have the sensitivity on this radar turned up because what we do is during the day, when we have the peak heating and the sea breezes, we look for kind of those sea breezes coming together to see where we could get convergence and those storms to bubble up. So still turned up from earlier, but Futurecast looking into tomorrow morning, we're starting off nice and dry. As we move into the afternoon, we actually have a promising chance of rain closer to the Gulf Coast, which is great because those are areas, I've been hearing your pleas, that really need the rain. I know it's been very, very dry. All the rain's been across the eastern side of I-75, but we're getting there. We're getting back into that summer-like pattern. This is at 3:30 tomorrow, so places like Pasco County, Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, portions of will see an isolated downpour. Not everybody gets it, but some of you will have a nice substantial rain. And then moving into the evening hours, not quite as much coverage as today, but tomorrow we still have those showers that will mainly brew up during the peak heating parts of the day, late afternoon, evening, and then things do start to quiet down after that. Temperatures right now, we're sitting in the low 80s in Crystal River, Clearwater, Tampa too. We have some upper 70s, Dade City, Wesley Chapel, Port Manatee, and then across our interior, we have some lower 70s, which for once, the temperatures are a little bit cooler at night, right? The last 2 weeks, we have been dealing with these very warm, humid temperatures. Still humid outside, don't get me wrong, but the rain has definitely helped, as well as the cloud cover. That kind of keeps temperatures from spiking too much or remaining warm in the overnight hours. 79 for tonight. We have a couple clouds left over, depending how much area or how much rain was in your area today. Some of those clouds will kind of linger in some spots longer than others. Going into tomorrow, we will have a pretty sunny start, but by lunchtime, we will start to see those showers and storms closer to the west coast. Hot and humid once again, feeling like it's in the triple digits. A lot of talk about the heat dome. I can do a video on this tomorrow, but basically we have this big bubble of sinking dry air that's going to set up across the southeast. Now for us, it's really not going to make that big of a difference. We're still warm and hot, just as we have been the last couple weeks. It's Florida after all, right? But what's happening here is right around, this is called the Ring of Fire, you'll hear it called. The easterly winds allow some of those storms to fire up right along that perimeter of the heat dome, that big bubble of heat, where that sinking dry air is in the center. You get that lift around that outer edge, and that could produce some extra storms our way. Talking about the tropics really quickly here, we still have this area that has a 20% chance of development over the next several days. It's low. It also was expanded, meaning that it could form anywhere in the circle. The models are still hinting that something weaker forms. Some of the Google AI models are saying that it could be a tropical storm, but I'm not buying that quite yet. So we will keep an eye on it. Low chance for development right now. Tuesday, Wednesday is when we really have to pay attention and see what it wants to do. 7-day forecast, temperatures in the low to mid 90s, feeling like the low hundreds.